Hey, welcome back, little Assassin's Creed Black Flag. This is exactly where we left off. We just stopped at this island real quick to gather the items on it. Most notably this treasure map over here. And then we can move along.
This is more like it.
And there we have it. Once we have that, we can collect what's left and move on. Next, we find ourselves here at Crooked Island, where we are going to fetch a message in a bottle. This is message 4, my first reverie. I recall with great clarity the day of my first reverie. Heretofore I had only the sense of my bicameral mind, but on this day I was offered a glimpse, as if through a window, into the second buried soul, into the second life within mine. I was 4 years of age, and it was a fresh autumn day. I was out with my parents upon an excursion, strolling about the place called Beacon Hill, we having only concluded our picnic, now ranged about the peak to take view of the city below. It was then a coolness fell upon me. The world seemed to darken and glow all at once. I fell back, landing, it seemed, into a pair of coddling arms. A voice said to me, "Go, beloved, go to your rest." As eerie as it was, a deep love suffused me. The voice went on, "Your sacrifice will not have been in vain. And though you must pass from this life, I will see you renewed, reborn, to remain at my side forever." Never before, and rarely since, had I felt such a depth of adoration. Then the skies cleared, and the world lighted, and I woke, supine, with my parents looming over me, calling my name. Since we're in the database, we can learn about deer. Members of the zoological order of Artiodactyls, various subspecies of deer, can be found in the Caribbean bioregion. The red brocket deer is found in Trinidad and Tobago. And the key deer, introduced by colonists in the 1700s, can be spotted in the Florida Keys. Note, this is kinda dry, can we sex it up some? Signed OG. Note, killer deer? Question mark. Signed JM. The howler monkey, considered one of the loudest animals on Earth, the small-sized howler monkey generates a siren-like howl that can be heard from a distance of 3 miles or 5 kilometers. They are not aggressive and are popular as pets in Argentina. Next up, we have the turtle. The Caribbean basin provides an excellent climate for both land and sea turtles. Turtles are reptiles with a hard, protective upper shell called a carapace. All turtles breathe air and lay eggs on land. After we're all done collecting, but before heading back to our ship, we can synchronize with the viewpoint on this island. Now that it's getting closer to evening, I think we can catch up with Thatch, so that we can deal with this Spanish galleon.
Until he's sober, put him in the brig until he's sober, put him in the brig until he's sober, early in the...
Gentlemen, as is custom among our kind, we do not plunge headlong into folly on the orders of a single madman, but act according to our own collective madness. The object of our attention is a square-rigged galleon, and we want her for the advantage she'll bring Nassau. So I'll put it to the vote. All those in favor of storming this cove and taking this ship, stomp and shout aye! Aye! Those who oppose, whimper nay. Aye! Never was the King's Council so unified.
Our optional objective is to stay out of combat while we're here. See how easy that is. I don't, but there's no rowboat, so I guess this is the way. Looks like we have to do a bit of climbing right away. You guys just stay there on ship and stay dry. These don't appear to be Mayan ruins or something like that. I mean, they have got arches, they've got what looks like brick and stone. Not that the Mayans or Aztecs didn't do that, but I doubt it would look like this. Either way, we need to get up to the top. After a long while of climbing, we finally make it to the top. We can take just a second to admire the sails of our ship and notice that a fire had smoke coming off of it. Whoever was here left recently. We can blindly make our way into the forest, where we encounter the Spanish. It was about at this point that I decided to start collecting everything around before heading to the jungle's exit. So we'll go ahead and skip this until something else comes up. We can learn about this little island we're on. It's called Great Iguana, and it's one of the largest islands in the Bahamas, and it's located at its southernmost point. The small outpost and village here was used by the Templar Julian Ducasse as a residence and base of operations for a year or so prior to his swift departure in 1716. And of course, we killed the white jaguar. A white coat can be due to genetic mutation or albinism. The particular genetic mutation that yields a white jaguar also results in a more aggressive animal. Well, interesting that. Let's continue on. After a while, we come to this point where we need to jump across this broken bridge to find a most wondrous area to behold. You can take a quick minute to admire the scenery here. And just happened to notice our Spanish galleon sitting over there. We must be getting pretty close. After making our way through some more jungle and a little hut village, we finally come across Julian's base that was mentioned earlier in the database. And according to our updated objective, Julian is here. I thought we'd take the direct approach. We can go up the side of the ship and assassinate Julian, hopefully when he gets close. But if not, we aren't afraid of a fight. Alright, here we go. And that was the wrong guy. Here we go.
You remember the gift you gave me? Well, it answers just fine.
Fils de putain! As bold as a musket ball, and still half as sharp. Ah!
I'm sorry about this, mate. But I can't risk you telling your Templar friends about me still kicking around.
I pity you, Boucanier. After all you have seen, after all we showed you of our order, still you embrace the life of an ignorant and aimless rogue.
What's this?
Is petty larceny the extent of your ambition? Have you no mind to comprehend the scope of ours? All the empires on Earth abolished, a free and open world, without parasites like you. Que l'enfer que tu trouveras soit le fruit de ton insouciance.
The cove is ours!
At this point, we are pulled from our Animus and brought back to the real world.
Hey! I just saw you were logging out, so I thought I'd stop by and give you something. A little welcome gift. We give awards to our top-notch employees for doing quality work, and they're nice to have since there's no official bonus scheme here. I already have about 11 or so. Oh. Bonjour? Of course. I'll pass it on. Well, looks like Olivier wants to meet with you. It's exciting. Follow me. It's on the top floor, so it's not hard to find. But the rest of this building can be confusing to first-timers, so we had the tools team whip up a great map application. Check your communicator. I added a waypoint to Olivier's office. Should be easy to find.
Well, I went to look at the map, but pressed the wrong button and realized we had a message. Support team, Edward Kenway figurine. The message says, "You have been awarded the Edward Kenway figurine for successfully completing Sequence 3. Congratulations on your achievement. Keep up the good work." I feel like Abstergo Entertainment and Abstergo have different views on how to work things, and I like the entertainment side better.
Olivier's a nice guy. He won't bite.
Alright. Oh, okay, it's just us this time, I suppose.
Hello? Hi? Testing. Is this thing working? This is John from IT. We met earlier. I was calibrating your Animus. I'm sort of the, Scotty of this Abstergo enterprise. In charge of all the techie stuff. Do you have a minute? Damn it. The tracker says you're on your way to Olivier's office. All right. I'll ping you when you're done. I have a favor to ask.
Bonjour. Go right in. He's waiting for you.
Well, unless you are specifically ordering me to abandon it, I won't jeopardize our flagship project. Edward Kenway is the... But this is how Hollywood got its start, right? With pirate movies. Douglas Fairbanks, Errol Flynn, and now we have access to the real deal. Wait. Exactly. We'll talk about all that together at the shareholders event. Right. Looking forward to seeing you too. Take care, Laetitia. Salut! Hi! Thanks for coming in. I know you're busy. So I reviewed some of your data. Pretty raw stuff. Obviously, we need to scrub off some of the dirt to make it family-friendly. Maybe give Edward a voice like James Bond or something. More of a ladies' man. A beautiful city, no? So the main reason I asked you here concerns something called the Observatory. It's been mentioned a few times in the footage you found. I'd like to encourage you to focus on locating this specific set of memories as soon as possible. If it were up to me, on s'en crisse. I wouldn't bother. But some bigwigs at Abstergo Industries have been hounding me for days. So, follow whatever leads you find, and hopefully we can... Oh, incoming call. I have to take this. We'll keep in touch. Bonne journée. Alan, bonjour. Oui, tout va bien. Naturellement. Oui, bien sûr.
That's Absergo for you, trying to get the secrets. There's a sticky note. Sticky note 19. Into the gray. The digital frontier. The singularity. The space in which she dwells, being both made of light and the embodiment of darkness. This we call the gray, being that we are the instruments of her will, instruments of the first will, the original will. We submit this credo to the world.
Hi, John from IT again. You got a second? Good. I'm adding a waypoint to your map. So, a colleague of yours left for vacation this morning and forgot to send a video file she promised me. Since I hate just about everyone else on your floor, I was hoping you could help me. Could you transfer the file from her computer and deliver it to the courier when she comes? It'll be easy. You just wander over to their Animus, log in, and transfer the file. Easy. And please be snappy before I find a reason to hate you, too.
John's a little rush, isn't he? But I guess he seems like a nice enough guy. We'll do what he says. And maybe they should have gotten this file taken care of beforehand, but whatever. Alright. Let's... Okay, there's the waypoint there. I think it's in one of these rooms.
A locked door. Not a problem. That's the advantage of me having level 1 security clearance. Now, you do too. Don't abuse it.
Oh.
Log on and I'll walk you through this.
Awesome, we can get into the level 1 rooms now.
Now, you need to bypass the core to find the data inside. Once you reach it, your communicator will download it automatically. You need to find your way around the core to reach the data inside. You cracked it. Good. The file should be downloading. I set up a database for any data you find. Just look for the My Files section in your communicator, and you'll be redirected right away. Everything you download will be found in there. Protected by a firewall, of course.
December 23rd, 2012. Sample Recovery Unit Team Lead Fisher Casse reporting on Subject 17, Desmond Miles. The subject was deceased and unattended. Time of death was placed around 00 hours and 7 minutes, with conditions favorable for DNA sample recovery. We had some initial concerns about interference in the vault, but given the skill and talent of this team, we were able to capture useful data. I personally retrieved the subject's backpack and extracted a number of objects of interest to undergo detailed analysis. The subject displayed burns to the right hand, severe enough to fuse the bones, indicating some kind of spontaneous, intense burn trauma. Honestly, we've never seen anything like it before. Head, neck, and torso remained in good condition. I hand-selected recovery agents to retrieve fluid samples, blood and saliva. We then commenced material extraction and were able to preserve several exemplary samples. Data analysis and sequencing is already underway, and I'm told proceeding with exceptional ease. Thanks to the cloud database and the work of Absergo Sample Recovery Unit 3, the legacy of Subject 17 will continue uninhibited as Sample 17.
And as we know, Desmond's right hand was burned because he touched the orb, or whatever it was, to save the world. Looks like he was left there, unfortunately. And Absergo found their way down into the vault and took the sample, and that's what our person is working on now, unbeknownst to them until now. Well, sort of.
Oh, you're better at this than I'd hoped. Now zip on down to the lobby, come on. See that file you acquired? I wouldn't recommend watching it. I mean, you could, but it's unpleasant. So once you hand it off, just pretend this never happened, okay? Otherwise you'll just go to bed feeling sad. Anyway, the courier should be waiting downstairs. She's been here a while. I suppose it goes without saying, just because you now know how to hack all your colleagues' computers, it doesn't mean you should. I mean, not every day, right? No, seriously though, that's illegal, so don't be a dick. Unless that's your nature.
I'm not sure I can keep this up, you know? This job is well below my skill level.
Yeah, well, your coffee is shit. You could use some practice.
What? No. I followed that recipe to the letter.
It's an art, Sean, not a science.
Well, look at that. Some old friends. If that doesn't make you smile, I don't know what does.
Oh, look who's here. So you didn't forget, after all. You're just incredibly rude. And made poor Rebecca here wait for nearly 30 minutes.
You limey. Be nice. Sorry about him. He's high on his own supply. So, how should we do this? Data transfer? Great. That should do it. We'll email you the receipt. Till next time. Take care, Sean.
Bye-bye, yes, bye. And don't expect any more free coffee. Arrogant. She's great, isn't she?
Hey, I just got word the courier has come and gone. Wonderful, you're a miracle. No, that's an exaggeration. You're not a miracle. You're an employee, doing a job. But thanks for helping out. Anyway, thanks. Have fun pirating.
Now that we're down here, I wonder if there's any level 1 rooms we can find our way into. Unfortunately for us, there aren't, and we can head on back upstairs.
Assistance au niveau 2, projet échantillon 17. Support to the second floor, sample 17 project.
Well, I hope she didn't announce that for us. But either way, I think maybe we'll wander around and get into these level 1 areas if we can. Some cool drawings on the wall. I'm sure that's actual artwork from the game developers. Oh, look at that. Here's a sticky note. This would be sticky note number 12. Today's Abstergo Templar frauds have given themselves to base practices and claim wrongly that men and women are delicate and sensible and feeling creatures in and of themselves and therefore deserve satiety and comfort and mindlessness in the presence of pleasure. Nothing could be sicker, falser, disgusting, lying bastards. Whoever's writing these notes seems to be a little bit off their rocker, if you take my meaning. Alright, it appears that we have 2 computers in this room that we can get to. Oh, look at that, and 2 over there. So I think maybe we'll get into these. Especially since nobody's around in these rooms.
It's funny. I have this memory of you, one I keep coming back to, and I always think about it when I'm working or just before going to bed, because it sort of calms me, I guess. I was 14, I think, and you were trying to teach me how to walk with a light step. Remember that? How to be mindful of how much noise I made when I moved around. Simple stuff. Stuff I understand now, but back then, I gotta tell you, I thought you were just being an asshole. You told me you were gonna go up to your room and sit with your back to the door and read a book. And you wanted me to wait at least 15 minutes and then sneak up there and tap you on the shoulder without you knowing. I even remember the book you were reading at the time, the one by Captain Johnson. And you warned me that if you caught me, we'd have to start all over. Then you went upstairs. And I waited. I waited, and I waited, and I waited. I waited 4 hours before deciding to go up. And even then, it took me 20 minutes to get to the foot of the stairs. And another 30 to get up them. And then 10 to get down the hall. And there I was at the door, and peeked into your room. And I was so hoping that you'd be asleep. But no, you were still reading. And I just about shit myself. But 10 minutes later, I was just 5 feet away from you. And that's when I remember setting my foot down, and you flinched. Ever so slightly. You flinched. I thought maybe I'd imagined it, but I knew you'd heard me. You didn't say anything. You just checked your watch, you reached for your drink, you took a sip, and and you kept reading. But I knew I'd failed. You didn't say anything. I didn't understand why. Then I lunged and tapped you on the shoulder, and you turned around, and oh, fantastic, you said, and you scooped me up, and you gave me a big hug, and I didn't say anything. But Dad, I was so pissed off. I wanted to scream at you. I'd failed, and you knew it, but you said nothing. And I stayed mad for weeks. I thought you were patronizing me. But maybe you decided right there that I was never going to be the man you wanted me to be. But I realized just a few years ago that you checking your watch, that was the clue, wasn't it? You let me win because I had been so patient. I guess that impressed you. You know, maybe at that moment you thought it might be better to be my dad instead of my mentor. I don't really know. Maybe for you they're one and the same. You know, either way, I'm happy to know that both my mentor and my dad are looking out for me that day. I didn't understand that then. I think I do now.
Well, that's nice that Desmond could have that. Doesn't really tell us much. It tells our guy that, you know, well, it doesn't really tell him anything either. It seemed like a kind of a game, but I guess we'll get the full picture soon. Great Minds in History, Commission 2. Roderick Leoncol, Pope Alexander VI, a cleric and bon vivant by any name, Rodrigo Borgia, served as Templar Grand Master from 1476 until his death. For too long, this man of faith and passion suffered under a smear campaign at the hands of his enemy, Ezio Auditore. Let him now be celebrated and remembered for his progressive outlook and focus on family values. Okay, I mean, that's all fine and good, but since we know from the past game about what his family was like and who he was, it doesn't really work very well for us. For our guy here, he doesn't know the difference, I guess. He's just an employee. Alright. I'm just looking around to see if there's any more sticky notes. And then we can head off to our next little spot and see if we can get into another room. Alright, here we are in the next room. This one seems to be more of like a lounge area. There's not too many of those big cubicles. But here we can find sticky note number 16. Remember that our relentless, impertinent hollow drive to achieve everything our forebears did has led to many embarrassments and disasters. Nuclear weapons, superviruses, genetically modified poison food, toxic air, plastic sea wreck, and sea spawn, and the list goes on. You can look it up for yourself on the internet, but all this too had a secret purpose in the end. I suppose it's the Templars and Abstergo saying that it's all for the greater good. They're protecting everyone, blah-de-blah-de-blah.
Be careful now. As the data moves, there are security programs constantly monitoring the data flow. You need to sneak past them, or they will destroy your data and send it back home.
now resumed the practice of dressing as a man, and have put off my woman's dress.
Why did you take it? Who made you take it?
I took it of my own free will, with no constraint. I prefer a man's dress to a woman's.
You made an oath, Jeanne. You swore to never again dress as a man.
I never meant to swear that I would not resume the practice.
Why have you done so?
Because it is more lawful and suitable for me to return to the practice of wearing a man's dress, being always among men, than to have a woman's dress. I have resumed it because a promise made to me has not been.
How is he?
Our three, doing well.
Are we still in 18th century Hungary?
No. His connection is so stable, he's jumped between a few ancestors today. We're in 15th century France now. Turns out he's related to one of Joan of Arc's executioners.
Surprise.
Eileen, yesterday Vidic asked me to help him work out some of the bugs in his audiovisual renderer, and I told him...
No. Come on, Satish, not you.
It wouldn't be permanent. A few months at most.
Months? That will kill every ounce of momentum we have.
It won't, I promise. Honestly, I think this could help us. If I can get a look at what these people are doing, we could...
Come on. He's trying to pull you over to his side. Don't you see that? He's luring you with quick victory and prestige.
That's not what this is about, honestly.
I need to get back to work.
Eileen, I'm sorry.
Do what you must. I'll survive.
Surrogate Initiative, Test Session 32, April 2nd, 1981. Host Eileen Bach, DNA sample SB1970.
Miriam, are you awake?
What?
Miriam, they're coming for me.
Who is the guards?
I see them from my window, amassing in the courtyard. My time is up.
Bartle, don't say this. You don't know that.
Forgive me for this, Miriam. But I must tell you something. The artifact. We have it. But only Oscar and I know its location.
Don't tell me.
They will release you. Your family has connections. You must take the artifact and bring it to the assassins in Paris.
Please don't. I don't want to know. It's safer if I don't.
Hush now. If I die, knowledge of its location dies with me. You must bring it to the assassins.
Assassins? I don't understand.
The spire of St. Petrus.
No, I don't want to hear.
Cell 7!
Hello?
Eileen, hi. It's Carl.
Carl, I know it's you.
Sorry, you just sound exhausted. Did I wake you?
No, I've just been busy.
It sounds like it.
I'm just a little tired, that's all.
No, I mean, your project sounds fascinating. Your colleague, Dr. Warren Vidic, he called me recently and he told me what you've been up to.
He what? Warren?
Yeah, he told us about your research, memories, ancestry, all of that. He even asked if we'd be willing to come in and...
No! Jesus, no! What the hell is he doing?
Eileen, it's okay. We signed some papers, non-disclosure stuff.
No! He's trying to fuck me over. Damn it!
Eileen, we just talked about my mother, just like you and I did. World War II. That's all.
It's the artifact.
The what?
Carl, if he calls you again, you tell him you work through me, okay? That's it. Vidic has been a pain in my ass for years, and I don't need him getting all the glory for my 2 years of hard work.
All right. So how should I go about this? I mean, the wheels are in motion.
I don't know. Just go through me if he contacts you again. Please?
All right.
You'll do that?
Of course. Yes.
Thank you, Carl. I'm sorry I was short with you. I've just been exhausted. That's all.
It's all right, hon. Just take care of yourself.
Morning, Eileen. We're almost ready. Just a few more adjustments.
Okay.
I had the team do some research on this artifact we've been chasing, and it appears the Third Reich actually found something matching its description sometime in 1940. Eileen, are you all right?
Sorry, yeah. I'm fine. Just a little scattered. Vidic called my ex-husband last night. He wants to put him in the Animus.
To find the artifact before us?
Exactly.
Well, it would be fast using Vidic's Animus. And maybe that would get us back to our original work.
Satish, if we let that happen, then all our money dries up. Lillian is paying for us to find the artifact, not improve our methods. Do you understand?
Right, of course.
I'm sorry. Let's just burn those bridges when we cross them. Are we ready?
Yes, just a few more adjustments, Senorian. I made a small change to the genetic input modulator. I'm hoping that buys us a few more minutes.
Even a few seconds would be nice. I'm ready.
All right, settle in.
Well, it sounds like Vidic's not the only one that was doing research and trying to create something that they could get to these artifacts with. This lady seems to have been on her own track, competing with Vidic, and I don't think that he liked it. It sounds like his was much better anyways, but perhaps hers was better for people. Was that Assassin's Creed Brotherhood on the shelf? And a toy gun? Let's see what we got here.
Okay, it's been a few weeks since the last recording. Sorry about that. Of course, I guess it's just a few seconds for you. I'll leap down the playlist. Anyway, I was talking about Clay. Casse, subject 16. So, when I fell into a coma back in Italy and woke up in the Animus Black Room, it was, so calming. It felt like I had woken up into a dream. Haze. A dream where none of this mess had ever happened. Felt like I should just be getting ready for another day of pouring drinks at bad weather and another day of complaining about being between girlfriends and wondering what the hell to do with myself. But when I saw Clay just sitting there, it started to come back, piece by piece. And when he told me about Lucy, it hurt. Realizing that I killed her without thinking or feeling anything. Not at the time, anyway. Well, then, things just kept piling on. There were more memories of Ezio and Altair and the first civilization. And then, right before he vanished, Clay passed on his memories to me. He showed me everything he had seen and lived through, and it was brief, but overwhelming. Not really sure how to explain. He saw glimpses of Adam and Eve and their escape from slavery. He saw the beginning and the end of the war between the first Civ and humans. He saw Minerva, Juno, and Tinia trying to work out their calculations. At least that's what they called them. They had these tools, these powerful machines that could predict possible futures. Not what was going to happen, but what could happen. Probabilities. And, well, they spent a lot of energy trying to figure out what was the most likely scenario for the future. Theirs and ours. And in the end, I guess they figured I was their most likely candidate. Some guy named Desmond living at the beginning of the 21st century of the Common Era. But which Desmond was the right one? Because, you see, probability is a weird thing. It can branch out in so many ways. Which version of me did they need? Was it the Desmond who got married early and had a son? One who stayed single in New York? Or was it the Desmond who moved to San Francisco to be a waiter? Maybe it was the Desmond who worked at an auto body shop in Chicago, or maybe it was the me who never ran away from his parents in the first place. First Civ had countless variations to choose from, but in the end, the lucky 1 plus me. I'm the Desmond their best calculations spit out. I'm the Desmond they left their messages for. And I guess I have to live with that honor. What an honor. Pretty tired. There'll be more later. Ciao.
Well, didn't seem too happy about it. Of course, why would he? As we knew his future as of now, so it's unfortunate. Alright, so there aren't any more level 1 doors we can go through. And I didn't find any more sticky notes as I wandered about. So we can head on back to our Animus and go in here. Nope, can't talk to Melanie. Yeah, anyways, we can wander back to our Animus and jump right back in.
Oi. Where you going, the market?
No, my parents have asked me to come live with them, and I'd like to.
Oh, what do you mean, live with them? You live here with me.
I'm sorry, Edward, but my father is right. You had a decent wage when you worked the farm. Why can you not be satisfied with that? With me?
Decent wage? That job was near as, damn it, to robbery. You want to be married to a peasant the whole of your life?
All right, Edward. All right.
You leave now, Caroline. You'll never know what's coming to us. Caroline! Caroline! Kid.
Wake up, Kenway.
What's that about?
He left this morning with the galleon, as faith will discover a good use for this old cove ourselves.
Aye, we'll make something of it in time. We could keep a fleet here if we like. And with a bit of fixing up, it'd be a decent place to call home. Might even convince my wife to come one day.
You're married, are you?
In God's eyes, I am. She left me some time ago.
Even so, keep that fact hid away. Most of these pirates don't respect a man with higher commitments than rum and plunder.
Call mine honor. Let me know if you find anything.
Yeah, this would be a nice little place after it's all fixed up. Alright. We gotta follow James Kidd here into the old jungle, see what he digs up. We find James studying some of these stones.
Odd-looking things, aren't they? Old and weathered.
Is this what they call Mayan? Or is it Aztec?
Are you good with riddles, Edward? Puzzles and ponderings and the like?
No worse than the next man, why?
I think you've a natural gift for it. The way you think and work. The way you understand the world.
Well, I don't know about that. You're talking in riddles now and I don't understand a word.
Clamber on top of this thing here, will you? Help me solve something. Concentrate and focus all your senses. Look past shadow and sound, deep into matter, until you see and hear a kind of shimmering.
A shimmering?
You understand?
I think so. I've seen its like before, glowing like moonlight on the ocean. Ah, right, I know this feeling.
I have since I was a lad. It's like using every sense at once, isn't it? To see sounds and hear shapes. Quite a combination.
Every man and woman on this earth has in them a kind of intuition hidden deep away.
I've had this sense most of my life. Only I thought it was related in some way to my dreaming, or the like.
Most never find it. Others, it takes years to tease out. But for a rare few, it comes as natural as breathing. What you feel is the light of life, of living things past and present. The residue of vitality, come and gone. Any man's senses can be tuned well past what he's born with. If he tries. You are a gifted man, Edward.
Has a strange look. Is it worth something?
Nothing you can spend. But if you find all of them, it'll lead to something grand.
How many?
A few dozen, I think. This way. I've something else to show you.
And there they all are. We'll have to go about collecting them at some point. We missed one on an island up north, northeast. And of course we got one already. Well, two now.
I found something else just here. I think you'll take to this secret much faster.
Alright, we'll catch up with Kidd in a minute. We're going to collect some stuff around this area. I believe that Julian de Casse was updated. Note, can we say Templar here too? Why don't we mention this? DM. No mentions of Templars in this one. I have no idea why. Orders from the top. Signed ML. By July of 1717, Ducasse had earned Torres's full trust and was soon appointed as captain of one of the governor's largest galleons. Running guns, munitions, gold, and supplies for the governor, Ducasse gained a reputation as the governor's hitman, a cold and ruthless killer who would not hesitate to eliminate anyone who crossed Torres's path. But in September of 1715, he crossed Edward Kenway's path, and the rest is unrecorded history. Now we can catch back up with James over here.
Now this has the makings of a mystery.
It's good, isn't it? Here we are. What do you think?
I think Monsieur de Casse was a man of many secrets.
Aye, and look here. A solid staircase leading God knows where. What do you suppose lies at the top?
Alright, so DLC items or special items are in the yellow cases. I assumed they were something else before, but Queen Anne's Revenge sales in that one. Before we catch up with James, I just wanted to explore this cave a little bit more. It must be a way in or out, perhaps used in a mission, I don't know. Maybe it's just a little water hole down there.
From what I knew of de Casse, I wouldn't be surprised to find eclectic instruments of torture and villainy. An Iron Maiden or a collection of thumbscrews.
Or a pair of anguish.
Not a nice way to kick off. But that is some damn fine gear.
Try the key you took from Ducasse.
That's one. Only 4 left.
Aye. It might be that these 4 Templars have them. See the names here? They've been sent to kill these 4 targets.
Hang me, that's the map I sold to Governor Torres in Havana. He said it marked the location of assassin encampments.
You think maybe you owe them a bit of warning, then? If you have any kind of heart beating in that chest.
Suppose I could. If it leads me to the 4 other keys.
Bad excuse is better than none at all.
So these are the targets that we should be helping out. And it looks like by helping out, it means we're doing Templar hunts. Kidd seems to know a lot about this stuff. Feel like he's maybe the one that's going to introduce us to the old assassins. But I suppose we should go meet him down by our ship.
Leaving already?
I think this cove suits you best, Edward. Better than that costume does.
Oh, come on now. We're pirates, kid. We take as we please and become who we like. Self-made men.
But that look ain't you. It's not who you are.
Who am I then?
Hard to tell some days. All I know is you like dangerous prizes.
Like the Observatory. I think you know more about that than you let on in Nassau.
You noticed that, did you? Meet me at 20 degrees, 3 minutes latitude just off the coast of Yucatan. I'll have something to show you there in a few weeks' time.
Well, a few weeks' time gives us enough time to sail about and get some other things done. Maybe collect a few things. But, yeah. For now, we're going to end the episode, and we'll pick up next time right here where we left off. And with that, I'd like to thank anyone for watching. Please do like, comment, subscribe, push that bell notification, push the, push some other buttons that YouTube says to push, and have a good day, night, evening, morning, just have a good one in general, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.